Oh, bother.
Hello, my friends, and welcome back to Power and Politics Season 2, our Roman Republic Let's Play in, well, Total War Rome 2. As you can see, we are still in the midst of a civil war, and we're, well, going to be focused this episode on crushing it. Looking at the situation up in the north, you can see that Octodon is well within our grasp. They have an army up here. Not sure where they're going to go. They might try to test their luck and go for Korea. However, if they do, they're going to meet some fierce resistance in the form of the barbarians. If they come down the hill towards us, or down the mountain rather, they're going to face even stiffer resistance. So it's not looking good for them either way. Moving down south, we've got the main cusp of their army. Unfortunately, unfortunately for them, I had not primed Carthago to really start pumping out armies, and so they're kind of in a bad situation. We're going to be marching the 1st Auxilia towards Carthago itself, but the 2nd Legion is going to be marching to Thapsus to seize it back from them. We should be able to accomplish that in this episode. But that's really going to be all that we've got. We can go ahead and end this turn. Now, before we get into the next one, I hope that you guys have all been following the news lately coming from Total War. I think Creative Assembly has been doing a lot better of a job at not only communicating, but getting us more content. The content from Total War Pharaoh was really fantastic. If you haven't tried it, I suggest you do. And, of course, there's the Warhammer 3 update coming as well. And a son comes of age. Lucius Cornelius, I'm not going to pronounce that. And it looks like we have also lost a politician. Not sure which one of our guys that was. He was clearly of little importance to the family, so not going to worry about it too much. Now, who did come of age? Oh, our last of our 3 boys. We're going to have to find positions for all of them. I am going to, well, I'm going to go ahead and get Sextus married. Hopefully this doesn't backfire on me. It usually does. Disables the character skills. Yeah, she's a drunk. As usual, we're hurting when it comes to our characters' wives. Not sure why that is. Oh, we're not gonna suicide. We're not gonna suicide, but he does have he has 0 gravitas. My goodness. We might be looking at his brother to really get things going here. We'll see how Sextus does. I can't believe that suicide's even an option. That's horrible. Keeping a bloodline pure is not always a good idea. Goodness. And then he's a military tribune, so we might end up sending him home. Now, let's see what his brother's got going on. He's a foundling. Everything I possess, I made or took with these 2 hands. He's got +2 to cunning. He might be seizing the crown, so to speak. And then his brother is a, I'm not sure how to, Gentis Mayores, I think is how that's pronounced. And what if I am well connected by blood and marriage? He's got +1 gravitas per turn. Extra tax harvesting for him as well. Not as good as this one, I'll admit, but they're both very well, they're all 3 very young. Things could change. Now, looking at Virus, we've got, well, I mean, this guy's a real champion. I'd love to see what his son becomes, but enough ogling at the tree, let's go check out what we can get done. So the First Legion is going to be trying to charge up against Korea. Or not up against Korea, but to the First Legion. We're going to see if we can reach them. And I'm actually going to send the second down to Medellin. And finally, the third is going to go and back up the first. Looking back down south, the march towards Thapsus continues. And the march towards Carthago begins. Gonna get a Field of Mars going on there and a pit mine. We might change that Field of Mars into something else later on, but I'm not sure exactly what at this point in time. Where is Migdal? All the way out there. That's not really of use to us right now. Now, before we start really building up in Africa, let's take a look at what we can get done on the home front. Rome is ready to get its Praetorians, so let's go ahead and do that. The economy's looking fairly strong, not like horrendously strong, but fairly strong. That's not really going to help or hurt us, so we're not going to worry about getting a level 4 auxiliary barracks right now. It is worth taking a look at getting another level of cohort barracks. Or another level 3 cohort barracks, but let's instead focus on getting a mint going. And then I don't think I could really do anything else at this moment. So we're going to go ahead and get into the next turn. And look at that, an actual turn where I didn't have to, that's 2 actual turns where I didn't have to upgrade anybody. So cheers to that. Anyway, like I was saying, Total War Warhammer 3 is getting its big update, hopefully in mid-February, which I guess could be this week or next week. Either way, that's pretty exciting news. And of course, they have fled back up onto the mountain. We're going to have to go up there after them. And we could extort, but we're going to go for punishment. Keep our oh no, we're gonna have to keep our people happy. Publius Cornelius Scaurus, great. Who are you born to? Not sure. There you are. That's a shame. And I cannot believe that Traianus is still alive. He's just so pissed about this rebellion. He's not gonna die. Let's see. We'll keep it moving towards Carthago. And it looks like they are in the they're recruiting. Go ahead and take Thapsus, and that's going to be our first battle of this episode. Let's get into it. As the Second Legion marched onto the city of Thapsus, there was a collective question on all of their minds. How did it come to this? How could those who once fought alongside us, the heroes of Thapsus no less, betray the Republic? Was it still a Republic? They didn't know. All they knew was that they had a duty to do. Servius Cornutus, on the other hand, reveled in the chance to once again prove himself before the Senate. He was a man who hungered, not for empire, but for blood. And today he was going to get it. He came up with a plan that was in contrast to what most Roman tactics would subscribe. In order to cut off the fleet from being able to support the garrison, he decided that he was going to tackle the garrison from behind. While the main force engaged with the main front, he would send his men around to completely collapse the back lines.
Understood. Advance! Are there any women here? Or are you warriors? Keep your aim low, dog! Quick march! March! For Rome! As you command! Let's go to tour!
As the fighting dragged on, the infantry was relieved to see the forces of the cavalry come and crash into the enemy's rear. They knew that the original job had been finished and that all that was left to do was to seize the city. As the Second Legion seized the city flag, you could see the hope disappear on the faces of the soldiers of House Papiria. They knew it was over, and so they began to flee. The battle was over. It was only a matter of time. And of course, a decisive victory. You wouldn't expect anything less from Servius Cornutus, right? So, let's go ahead and loot the town. Well, no, it's our territory. We won't loot it. But it does look like we have a troubled populace up in Cisalpina. Let's take a look at what's going on up there. Actually, it looks like things are getting significantly better, so we'll come back to that. Now, next turn, we'll have to move on Carthago, and that is going to be a little bit tougher of a fight. Especially seeing as how our Auxilia don't really have much in the way of heavy infantry. I mean, we have the 2 legionnaires, but we don't have much else. So the second is definitely going to have to reinforce, but hopefully they don't end up having to carry the entire battle. We want to give our boy, you know, our actual member of House Cornelia, who for some reason belongs in House Julia, we want to give him a little bit of credit as well. So now let's see what we can do about this situation, because this is starting to get on my nerves. I think the best thing to do is to entrap him on this mountain. He's going to try and push his way out past the auxiliary Celtic warriors. So what we're going to do is we're going to back them up with the 3rd Legion. And then we're going to come up the mountain just like this. So he's going to have to go through the battle hardened first, or he's going to have to go through the 2nd Auxilia backed up by another legion. Any other ways off of this mountain are null and void. So he can either wait for us to completely encircle him, or he can die, you know. Oh, and it looks like he's actually recruited quite a few warriors. So either way, this is going to be a pretty interesting battle. Now, let's look at what we can do for Rome herself. I think we could increase that temple to Jupiter. And then we're also going to go with... Not really looking for security against agent actions. Latrines, I suppose, will be a pretty good thing to invest in. Not really going to help us out too much, so actually, let's back off on that, and let's see what we can do elsewhere. Let's keep growing the Navy, actually. We need to regrow that.
Recruiting more ships for Rome.
Get another heavy, another light. Yeah. And that'll be it for now. Now, I was hoping we'd have a naval engagement out of the Civil War, but apparently not.
For the glory of Rome.
And this campaign is really developing pretty well. I think after we retake Carthage, we should consider maybe going down the path of Empire. The Republic has been such a headache to manage. Let's see, we'll go with... we don't really have a cavalry-based army. I say we'll go with Rally the Horsemen. We'll start recruiting some cav. Common courtesy, or currency, not courtesy. And that's awesome. So we are a third of the way down the philosophy route. we should probably start going down the construction path as well. But since we did common currency, let's go ahead and finish economy by doing land reclamation. Not really going to help us out too much, but we are going to be able to get a little bit more out of our agriculture. And he has decided to go into a fortification stance. If we sit on top of this mountain waiting for him to make a move, we're going to be frozen. So what we're going to do instead is we're going to allow Virus to back up to Bartus, and we're going to attack a fort. Let's do it.
Those walls are like the hearts of the defenders behind them. Rotten, ill-made, and weak. They are men of soft clay, like their walls. We are men of iron purpose and iron courage. This assault will not last long.
As Tibertus finished giving his speech, he witnessed what he could only see as a gift: the enemy emptying from their fortress. He had long contemplated how best to assault the fortress without taking so many losses, and found himself wanting. Now, he was going to be able to fight the enemy on the field as he had originally intended. This would give him an advantage, one similar to a story that he had been told by the brutish Servius Cornutus, who bragged about how he had seized eel from the Numidian horde. He scarce believed that the story was true. However, he was seeing something similar unfold right before his eyes. Tibertus had had a difficult few months. The marriage, arranged marriage to his wife, had proven to make him a laughingstock amongst the other patricians. On top of that, rumors had begun to spread that he was the product of incest. This was all beginning to be too much. And so he was going to prove himself here, today, on this field of battle, just as the brutish Servius had against the Numidians. To their credit, the rebels were no fools. They had also studied the Battle of Eel, and realized that it only went the way it was, that it only went the way it had, because the Numidians didn't have sufficient soldiers. They didn't have heavy infantry, armored infantry, experienced infantry, like what they had. And so they knew that they could overcome the army, especially if foolish Cornutus had advanced before his allies had arrived. And so he did, and fell right into their trap. As Tiberius attempted to perform a sweeping maneuver, much like the Siege of Eel, he found himself attacked. The Praetorians had set a trap for him indeed, and he would be lucky if he survived.
Riders, advance!
On the other end of the field lay the true hope
Engage!
of this battle. The warriors from the 2nd Auxilia had arrived, and they were ready to overwhelm this enemy with numbers. For all their elite training, the Praetorian Guard could not overcome such numbers, such ferocity, and the wonderful training of the first. And so, just as quickly as the battle had begun to turn in their favor, so too was it lost. Rome would once again have the day, and the House Papiria would face another loss. Okay, and we did suffer a bit of a loss there, but we'll be alright. It's time to, well, we're not going to enslave these captives. We're going to kill them.
Ready for further orders.
'Tis the fate of traitors.
March.
Alright, and after that battle, I think that we're about at our time, so let's go ahead and get everything ready for the next turn while we're at it. Not sure how I did that. Now let's see. Thought we had a crash there for a second. Okay, and my computer was trying to suffer a little bit of a stroke on me there. Not sure why it kept backing out of Rome, but I came back in so that we could wrap up this turn. Let's go ahead and get things rolling. We're going to get the Garrison Municipum out. Might as well go ahead and get this Well, I guess we could go ahead and continue upgrading our towns. That will be the next one that we do. And finally, let's go ahead and move our troops in against Carthage. We're not going to be able to attack Carthage this turn, but go ahead and get the troops ready to head on in there. We'll probably go with a setup like that. They've got a decent little
None will escape.
guard in there.
We hunger for battle.
And we'll of course bring the 2nd Legion in as reserves. With both forces, excuse me, we should be in a good position. But like I said, that will be in our next episode. So to all my friends, wherever you are, good morning, good evening, and good night. I'll catch you later. If you made it this far into the video, I just want to say thanks for watching, especially to those of you who have been with me since the beginning. I am still having a blast and very much enjoying the formation of this community with all of you. If you have any suggestions for videos you would like to see, please let me know, because I want to make even better content as we continue down this journey together. As always, if you enjoy what I'm doing here and want to support me, then you know what to do.
Comment, like, and subscribe.
And we'll see you in the next one.